Hey guys, welcome to the Process to Purpose podcast. Again, we're here to help inspire, motivate, and encourage others to find their purpose through the process of spirituality, health, and wealth, using godly principles and values to break through to the life that God has called us to live. Again, I'm excited for this new episode. We're going to be talking about alcohol. Yes, not rubbing alcohol, drinking alcohol, right? The Blue Moons, the Dos Equis, the IPAs, the vodka, all that stuff. We're gonna be talking about this on this episode. I'm gonna share my story, how I overcame it, what I did. It's gonna be a really good one. Here's the episode. Stay thirsty, my friends. You get the point. All right, I posted a picture. I was for Halloween. I was actually the most interesting man in the world. Dyed the whole beard white, not dyed it, but put color and the hair, and I became the most interesting man. But now I just do that for a living. Thank you very much. So really quick, we know that alcohol can be a touchy subject, right? A lot of people have different opinions on drinking alcohol. A lot of people don't do it. Some people do. Some do it more than others, how I used to. And some people could just chill out. So just quick disclaimer, I'm not against anyone who drinks alcohol. I'm not against anyone who might have a beer here and there. I'm not here to judge anybody. That's up to you and God, man. So, I'm just going to share my experience, what I've been through, what I've gone through, and how I overcame it. Cause alcohol is a real thing. It's something that, you can really get attached to. Yeah, no, it could be dangerous, right? I just remember somebody was coming, but they should have texted me. So again, we're here not to bash on anybody. We're simply here to share some love. So guys, why did I choose this subject, right? That's what I want to get into, because I feel like I have a lot of insight. I have a lot of insight on drinking alcohol. I did it for a long time. I don't do it now. So just so you guys know, I've decided to not drink anymore. It's a personal choice. It's a choice I made that, because, of my relationship with God, and that's between me and God. So, but I have experienced a lot. I have done a lot of stupid things on alcohol. And at the end of the day, the reason, I decided not to drink is because it doesn't serve me, or it doesn't serve anyone around me. And for a while I thought, I was just kind of being judgy, or people around me that didn't drink, and that's why I didn't drink, that they were being judgy. But it wasn't the fact. It was more that it didn't really serve anyone around me, or to have me drinking. And I actually heard that from Lewis Howes, right? I was listening to his podcast, and he doesn't drink, and he says, it doesn't serve me, it doesn't serve anyone around me. And I was like, dang it, I'm gonna use that line for the rest of my life, because I was still getting those thoughts, man, I just have a beer, just one, I like the taste of beer, right? I enjoy the taste of beer, not wine. Wine is disgusting, but beer, I like the taste of beer. I like the way it was smooth. I liked even those dark IPAs. I liked all that good stuff. I've been there. And I said, can I just have one maybe? And prayed about it, decided, it just wasn't the best decision for me to continue to drink. So that's where I was at. And I want to go ahead and share how I got to this point of my life, right? So again, this is for some of you guys might come on here and you might be like, man, dude, you're talking about alcohol. I'm cool. I could drink one or two and I'm good. Shut up, Robert. That's great. This ain't for you. All right. This is for somebody who wants to hear the story and kind of hear, okay, well, get their thoughts on it, and then just make the choice for themselves. Right. They're maybe on that borderline. Maybe I should start drinking, or maybe I've tried to stop drinking for so long. It's been a long time. I've tried 20 times in my life. I go 3 weeks, 6 months, New Year's resolution, all this good stuff, right? But you end up giving up. You end up failing. So I'm gonna talk about some of my failures and how I got over that hump. So I'm gonna take you guys to the beginning. To the beginning. Genesis 1:1. No, I'm kidding. I'm not taking it that far back. So I'm taking the beginning when I started actually drinking, and it was when I first started drinking, I was like 13 years old. Okay, well, actually, this is a funny story. Before we get it going, let's start off on a good note. So when I was little, right, I was I think a metiche they call them, right, where like I used to just get into everything, and I was like, oh, what's this? What's this? So I was in the garage, and I'm in the garage, and I see this little white clear bottle. I mean, clear bottle, right, with clear liquid in it, and it had a banana in front of it, and I was like, banana? I like bananas. Bananas are good. So what do? Right? I was little. I can't remember what age I was, but it's pretty funny. I crack it open, and then once I crack it open, I drink it, right? And I drink it. It was like death. I swallowed death. I thought I was gonna die for like a whole 5 minutes. I was like, I'm dead. Like just the heat went down my throat, and I'm guessing it was vodka, but I'll never forget that feeling. Like, yeah, I thought I died. Like, this is death. This is, if there's a hell right now, I'm thinking as a little kid is if I was in hell, this is what hell is right now. And it was bad. It was so bad. So I guess that was the first time I started drinking, but I really didn't drink after that. Right. Into the age of 13. So at the age of 13, I started drinking again. I started drinking. I'm not going to say with who. I'm not going to throw anybody under the bus, but I started drinking again. Right. I mean, I started drinking, and, I started off with a couple of beers, and then, more beers. And then it got to the point when, 13, 14, I started counting how many beers I would drink. So it went there. Right. And then it kind of slowed down for a little bit. And then I think my sophomore going into my like junior year, I think I was like 14, 15 years old. I remember being 15. Right. So this is going to go into I want to say into my junior year. Yeah, into my junior year, going into my junior year, I would go to my grandma's house all the time. But my mom's like, man, this guy likes going with my grandma. My mom's like, well, cool, go with your grandma. Like, we're going to do our thing. You do your thing. Cool. So I would go with my grandma. I would spend the night. And my Aunt Christina would have my back all the time. And I would go hang out with my buddy Daniel, right? And kind of throwing other people under the bus. But this was when we were young, right? So me and Daniel, we would go grab some beers, drink, hang out, just mess around. Never anything too crazy. So one day we decided hey, we're gonna drink some alcohol today. We're gonna drink some good stuff today. So what we decided to get, Papa vodka, like the cheapest, most disgusting vodka you can ever find in the world. Papa vodka. You guys know what I'm talking about. You guys been there, man. So 15, we're standing outside, and we hand somebody, a couple of, I think it was like maybe 10 or 12 bucks. We hand them 12 bucks. They get us the Papa, and it was a good sized bottle, and they give it to us, and we're like, dang, okay, well, how are we going to drink? Because it's disgusting. So we're like, let's go buy big gulps, and we'll pour it in there, and then we'll put soda in there, and I'll kind of mask the flavor. So what do? We go buy 3 big gulps. It's me, Daniel, and his cousin Frankie. Not my cousin Frank, but his cousin Frankie. And we go and we boom, 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 boom. We put it in there, we pour it, and we're doing the thing. We put soda in there, and we're like, yeah, let's go. And we go to a middle school, I think. I forget what school. It was by like a Royal High School. And, I start with the straw too, and I start just pounding the big gulp. I pound the whole big gulp. And then Daniel's like, bro, I can't drink the rest of mine. I said, give it to me, and I drank it. So I was trying to, I was getting a little wild. I got a little excited. So whatever. Instantly, like within minutes, I'm talking about minutes. He's like, bro, we got to roll. Like, it's getting late. It's getting dark at the school. We got to roll. And we jumped the fence to get in. We had to jump the thing out. I could not jump the fence. Like, they had to grab a trash can. I fell low. It was just all bad. Right. So, long story short, I get to my grandma's house. I'm throwing up. My grandma's like, oh, what's going on? My aunt's covering for me. Oh, I think he ate something bad. Yada, yada, yada. I'm done. Tore up, dude. And my aunt comes home. My aunt Lisette comes home, and she sees that. She's like, man, this guy, I'm usually loud, rowdy, looking at life of the party type of thing, moving all the time. And I'm like, she's like, what the heck? It's like 7 o'clock. What's wrong with Robert? And then they're like, oh, I don't think he's feeling well. And I'm like, and she could probably smell it. And she's like, come here. Boom, she takes me to the room. And then next thing you know, like, I just remember waking up and I'm like crying. Don't tell my mom. Don't tell my mom. Right. And well, she told my mom. She's my mom's sister. So she told my mom. And so I got in trouble, whatever. So I was 15 years old, the first time I ever got caught drunk. Who knows how many other times I actually been drunk. And then it progressed to my junior year, in football. We're just drinking, doing our thing. Um, we just get drunk. And then I start hanging out with my Uncle Juan and with his brother-in-law. And we started drinking Mad Dog 2020, and we would pound, like literally pound the whole That's disgusting. Mad Dog 2020, they're huge, they're disgusting, and it's just like a wino drink, man. So we go buy a couple, pound them, and just chill out, and then it was just bad. It would get really bad sometimes, man. So that happened, senior year, even worse. We're seniors now. We think we're big dogs. Hey, let's hang out. What do you do on Fridays? Hey, we drink. All right, cool. Let's go drink almost every weekend, right? I don't know how. I think my parents just probably pretend like they didn't even know, but I think they knew. So, it's starting to get really bad my senior year, 16, 17-year-old, senior. And it just starts getting really bad, man. And, we think we're on top of the world. And I'm like, okay, this is who I am now, right? That I've decided that I'm gonna be that person who always gets drunk, who likes to beat everyone at drinking. That's who I started becoming senior year going into college. So at the time, I had a girlfriend, and she hated when I drink because I just became a jerk. Like, I wouldn't really tell her like too much stuff, but I was just a jerk with everybody else. And then like she would tell me kind of like chill out, and then I was just like, I was never physically like hurting anybody at the time, with or at least with her. But I was just, really just verbally, I was abusive with my words. Dyslexia, man. Sometimes it just want to come out. So that's when I knew it started getting bad. It progressed in college. We started, you're in college. You want to do your thing. You want to play beer pong all the time. You want to play all these games. You want to hit the beer bong. And then top of that, I started smoking weed and doing all this stuff. And that's smoking weed it's a different subject for another time. But that's kind of where I started like getting that angry drunk, that angry, mad, pissed off guy, pissed at the world. Cause really, I was just masking all that anger. So when I would drink, it would just all come out, right? All that pain and hurt that I had inside me from whatever I had, the issues that I had growing up. It would come out, and it didn't get any better. 18, I kind of stopped drinking for a little bit. And then 19, 20, I kept drinking. 21, 22, 23. Like it got bad. Like it got so bad that like people didn't want to be around me sometimes when we would drink. And I wasn't drinking every single day. It was mostly on weekends, but I was like blacking out almost every weekend. Like blacking out. Like it's bad, you know? And then sure enough, for my buddy's 21st birthday, we go out to Fullerton. I'm not even old enough to be there. I have a fake ID. We go that night, I end up breaking his arm. So it wasn't fun, I woke up, I had no idea that I broke his arm. No idea. I get a text from my buddy Jose, like, hey man, I can't believe you did that. Yada yada. You should really think. That's not cool. I'm like, what did I do? And I go and I see my buddy, and the homeboy's like sitting, and I'm not proud of this. Like homeboy's sitting there, he's like, oh, I'm about to go into surgery. Like I'm like, dang, what am I doing? What am I doing in my life? And so from there, you think it would stop, and it didn't. It didn't. I kept going. Like it was just like, oh, a little hiccup. All right, well, let's just hush, hush. And it sucked because I would have to, he was still my friend at the time, and everywhere where we go, he had a big old scar across his arm, and everyone would ask like, hey man, what happened to your arm? And, oh, this guy broke it. So like, I was like, dang it, man, we gotta tell everybody that. Okay, I'm just making sure the guy that was supposed to be here is not here. Now we gotta tell everybody, what's going on, and so it wasn't pretty. It definitely wasn't pretty. And then from there, it just kept getting worse. And then I started doing drugs, other drugs that would enhance it, that would keep me going, whatever. I don't even like to talk about it because I don't want to even give that any life. But it was happening, and I got in fights with, one of my best friends. It just, words, and just said things that weren't supposed to be said. I really don't even remember what was said, but I just remember it wasn't good at all. Like it was like deep, deep bad stuff, So it got really bad. Right, I started doing drugs, and I got to the point where like I was like, man, I need to change. And then the turning point was Um, I started. Well, the turning point really was that same night that I fought my friend. Not physically, but just with words. Um, I ended up going home, and I ended up like this. I'm gonna say it. I ended up really pissing off my stepdad really bad. He had the signed memorabilia of all these people on the Lakers, 49ers, and he left it somewhere, and I peed on it. Like I literally went in the room and just peed on it. For what? I have no idea. So literally that night, I was like, and then once he found out, I didn't know. He found out. I had no idea. Um, that was kind of the turning point. I was like, man, I got to do something about my life. Like I'm just going downhill. I had already been arrested. Like, there's just all these things happening, and I still hadn't decided. And I feel like a lot of us, right? A lot of us go through that. Sometimes we have to go through that, or sometimes we choose to go through that, I should say. But some of the people just don't learn. Some people are still going through that today, and those are the people I really want to reach. Is just let you know, like, hey man, like there's something else for you than just drinking every weekend, getting drunk every weekend. There's more to it. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Yeah, I had a lot of fun, but what I feel like is more fun to me is the purpose that I'm getting out of life, right? The calling that I have on my life, and yeah, I didn't even want to go there just yet, but there's more to life than just drinking every weekend. So that was kind of the turning point right there, right? We got to that point, and I was like, bro, what am I gonna do? Like I need to do something. So I started going to church with my cousin Frank. We started going to church, and there was a couple of times where I showed up hungover. I was like, man, I tried. Hey, sorry, I'm going to church now. I'm supposed to be this guy. It's not working out, but I'm still trying. Cool. I'm still here, and I would go to church, and I would go to church that way. And I kept going, and then I started dating my wife. Now I started dating Crystal, and she was not gonna have that. I knew it too, and I was like, well, I gotta, and I felt like I needed to hide it from her at the beginning. I was like, man, I need to hide everything, that I smoked weed, that I did drugs, like, and I did for a long time, and that I was a huge drinker. She probably didn't know most of that when we first started dating. Because I wasn't too open about it. Just like the people in my circle or people who would hang out, they knew about it, right? But besides that, I wasn't like a loud guy about it. Um, like how I'm about Jesus now. So I wanted to date her, and I was like, all right, well, I already pissed off my best friend. I pissed off my stepdad. I'm pissed. And then there's this girl that I really want to date. Like, there's something has to give, and I got to change my life. So, I started going to church, and little by little, I had a couple of failures, a couple of slip ups here and there. But like, I decided just to cut it all completely, completely. And to this day, like, I don't regret it. I can't really remember the last time I had a drink. I think the last time was at my buddy Evis's wedding. I think we had like a sip of champagne because we did a toast. I was like, oh, this is not apple cider, but it was a sip. So whatever. I don't count the days. Whatever. That must have been like over a year ago or a year ago. It doesn't matter. The point is that I don't drink anymore, because I went through all that. I just besides even scaring my sisters and my parents, and pissing them off. My family's worried about me. They don't know what's going on. They just see me that I'm just drinking a lot. This is getting really bad. So it started getting really, really, really bad. And I was trying to fight people at bars. I was just rude to people, and my relationships and just family was just everything was going down the hill. But because I decided I didn't want to stop drinking, that was literally the choice. One of the biggest choices, right? The biggest choice was giving my life to God, obviously, and then that was another one. Stop drinking. That led to me to stop smoking and to stop doing drugs. Like, literally, like, that's how it happened. One led to another, right? So big surprise. So I want to go over the reason why I was drinking, right? So they're saying, man, bro, you were drinking since 13 to like 23, dude. That's like 10 years of drinking. I'm like, yeah, I did. But one, because I thought it was cool, right? When I was younger, I seen my family doing it all the time. They would do it. They would get out of hand sometimes. I was like, dude, that's a lot of fun, bro. You guys are having the time of your life. Y'all are doing it over here, right? So I thought I just thought that's what people did, right? I seen everyone around me doing it. My parents, family, whatever. I don't want to single anybody out. Just people were around me, right, and their friends, and so I was like, oh, this thing's freaking awesome, bro. Like, I can't wait till I'm like 15, I started drinking. You know what I mean? And but it started happening a little bit earlier, and so yeah, I thought it was cool, and I wanted to be that cool guy, right? I want to be the beer pong champion. And don't get me wrong, me and my buddy Jose, solid. We're solid beer pong champs. Like literally, like I think one night we went like 25-1, and we put like 5 people on the table. Whatever. I'm just getting a little too excited, or glory days, right? Jeez. So yeah, I wanted to be the cool guy, number one drinker of all time. That's what I wanted to be. That was a cool thing. And then also, it tells me to read my goals. Nice. Um, I I didn't know this at the time, but I've realized it since, and I was literally trying to drink my life away, like just the worries, right? Not like or drink where I wanted to die. No, I wanted to drink so like I could mask all the anger and hurt that I had inside, and it would just make it worse. It would just come out 10 times worse. So not only was I not helping it, I was enhancing the anger. I was enhancing everything that was bottled up inside, and there's things like, just resentment towards some of my family, not having that father figure. I had my stepdad, and I love my stepdad. He's such an amazing dude, but he wasn't that like father guy. Like he would like he didn't have those conversations with me. It was more leading by example, right? So I seen the way he treated my mom. So that's why I think that's why I treat my wife so well, because of the way my stepdad treat my mom, right? So all those things, but he never like till now he calls me son, and I call him pops, but like it was my stepdad, like it was Chris. I didn't have that relationship with him, and a big part of that was because I shut that down, right? I shut that down. I didn't want to say, hey, now my dad, he's in jail or something right now, but that's my dad. You're Chris. Where now really like that's my pops. He raised me, but I didn't allow that to happen. So I had a lot of anger about that. Like, man, I see everyone else with their dads. I see everyone else with their family. Their family has it all together. So we think, right? That's what we're thinking growing up. So there's a lot of anger and resentment build up. Friends had hurt me. Girls had hurt me. Like, there's a lot of things that I would do because I wanted to mask it, right? I wanted to wear this mask. Everything's always fine. Everything's always good. Like, I'm Robert Cedeno. I'm good, man. And I lived my life for that for such a long time, and it wasn't me. And now, like, I have this freedom, right? I have this freedom that I can share and I can express. And there's things that I'm struggling with today still, right? There's things that you're struggling with today. But I've decided to be real about it. I've decided to be open about the things that I've struggled with, so people can learn, right? Not to glorify any of those things that I've ever done, because I don't see any good in them. But I want to glorify God and what He's brought me from, right? That's the biggest thing. I want to say, man, like, if Robert could do it, right? If if that dummy could, at the time I was being a dummy. If that dummy could do it and he could get clean and he could clean himself up, like, I want to know what he's doing. I want to know where he got that strength from. I want to know where he got that courage from. And the truth is, I got the strength and courage and that consistency from God, the relationship I built, right? So yeah. And to tell you the truth, I like drinking. I liked it. I enjoyed it. I'm not gonna lie. I enjoyed it. I like the taste of it, like I said. So that's why I was drinking. And then, I kind of went over why I stopped drinking. Again, I got to the point where it got really bad. It got to the point where, like, I was either gonna die or gonna end up in jail. Like, literally one or the other. It was coming. It was just a matter of time. Matter of time. I remember we went to a bar one time, and I was telling my uncle the story a couple of weeks back, but we went to this bar, and I guess I was talking smack to somebody, whatever. It got a little rowdy. We're on the elevator going back to the car. And then I was like, I don't even remember this, but they said, like, bro, you can't even walk, whatever the case is. And then he said, you tried to pick a fight with somebody. And then the homie, they said that once he took off his shirt that he was super ripped, and you're like, oh, nah, never mind, bro. I'm trying to fight you. I don't know. I thought that was funny, but yeah, they're like, oh yeah, bro, you can barely walk and you're gonna fight this dude. This guy got into like a karate position and stuff, and you're like, nah, I'm good, bro. I'm straight. Thank you. We're gone. But luckily, cops showed up and they separated everyone, so that was good. So yeah, no, that's those are the reasons why I stopped drinking. I ended up giving my life to God, which is the best thing I've ever done. And it freed me. It freed me. I was able just to release that. Like, here, man, like, I don't want this anymore. Take it. Like, I've been carrying this pain and anger and just resentment for too long. All this shame that I've carried and I've put on my last name. I don't want it anymore. We've been doing that for generations and generations. I want that to be gone, right? I want that to stop with me. So I made a choice right there. I want this to stop with me. So when, God willing, my kids and the future generations were to come and be like, man, okay, well, God used Robert to stop that right there. And look at the impact and look at the people they're empowering because he decided to make a choice not to party, not to drink, not to that. And then sometimes, it does suck. Sometimes it sucks. I'm not going to lie. Why am I going to lie to you? It sucks sometimes. I see my friends and I want to hang out with them, my friends, and I sometimes I'm like, man, like I could just be chilling with them. Not even just drinking with them, but just chilling with them. But I'm like, I just got to remember, like, man, you have a calling on your life. You've been called to do something. And right now I'm being called to wake up at 4 a.m. every single day. Do I like it? No. Do I want to be with my friends sometimes? Yes. Do I want to go out messing around, talk a bunch of crap? Yes. But I choose not to. Right? So I'm going to go over a couple of ways that you can start like transitioning out of that phase. Or if you're looking to be like, hey man, I want to take that step in the right direction. I do want to stop drinking. And again, if you're drinking, cool, bro. Cool. Nothing against you. I do not judge you. If you do it excessively, I might just unfollow you. Well, it's just cool. Just because I want to protect my mind, not because of anything, because of you. I do not want to judge you. You do you, and I'll do me. That's it. Right? We all have our different convictions. So practical ways that help me stop drinking. Well, one, I had to stop hanging out with my friends for a bit, like I was talking about earlier. I had to stop hanging out. I kind of had to separate myself. And I have some really good friends, Jose, Manny, and Alex. I have a couple other people in there. These are I'm talking about the friends that I've grew up with and went to school with. But I have some really close friends with these guys, man. They're like really tight dudes. And obviously I have way more friends around them, but these are the guys that I would like drink with and mess around with and everything, right? So I had to separate myself from even those guys that I love. I love them. I tell them all the time that I love them because I'm just that emotional guy, And and then from there I had to completely cut people off, right? I had to cut people off, like, hey, bro, like, hey, we're gonna be chilling, we're gonna do this. Nah, like I can't. No, we're good. No, and it took a while for me to get back to just to be able to hang out with him, and it's crazy because the other day I was on the elliptical and I seen all these stories and my friends hanging out, and, they're messing around, drinking and stuff, and I felt like really sad. I'm not gonna lie, I was really sad. Like I wanted to tear up because I missed it, right? I missed that, like just hanging out with them, not even to drink, just to hang out. But like I said, like I remembered how blessed I was to leave that drinking life, right? How blessed I am to even just to have my limbs, right? I was listening to this podcast and the guy has no arms, no legs. And the dude said he's blessed. I'm like, bro, like I'm over here like feeling super sad because I can't party with my friends. Not party, but like hang out with my friends. And I'm complaining. This dude has no arms and no legs. Like, bro, we are so blessed, right? All right. So back to the practical ways that help me stop drinking. Like I said, I had to cut people off. A lot of them, I still love them, but I had to cut it off. And like I said, I had to stop putting myself in the situations that would tempt me to drink again, right? To say, hey, you know what? Just one. Okay, maybe just 3, 5. And then bam, next thing you know, you got 5 down, you're feeling pretty warm, and you're like, dang it. All right, why not? I'm gonna get it, so I'm gonna drive. And then that's it. From there, I want you guys to understand something. I'm a all or nothing guy. There's no in between for me, right? In everything that I do, and I've said this many times before, I'm all or nothing. I'm either way over here, so I'm either doing it right, I'm doing it right, where I'm gonna get drunk, or I'm over here not doing anything. That's it. No in between. in anything that I do. And sometimes it could be a blessing and sometimes it could be bad. Who knows? But that's just who I am. I know who I am. So I've discovered how I work, how my mind works. I'm all or nothing. All or nothing. Decided to be nothing with this one, right? For the most part, I'm all. But I had to separate myself from those situations or those places that would tempt me, right? There's a lot of people that would be like, hey man, just drink a beer. It's not a big deal, it's not a big deal. And it's really not. But for me it is, right? And we could get into the whole thing of your body's a temple and this all these different things that people say that they don't drink, and the reality is it didn't serve me and it doesn't serve anyone around me. That's it. The whole your body a temple, it's true, your body is a temple, but guess what, we throw a bunch of crap into our body anyways with the stuff that we eat, the stuff that we drink, we're breathing. It's sometimes you just can't avoid it, right? So I don't even want to get into that. And another thing why I didn't want to do it is because I didn't want to allow people to stumble, right? So like, if I was to drink and I used to have a drinking problem and I'm hanging out with a buddy that used to drink and he used to have a drinking problem and now I'm drinking because I'm telling myself that I'm okay, how do you think it's gonna make the other dude feel? And maybe his problem was worse or their problem was worse, right? So that's another reason why I don't drink, because I don't want anyone around me to stumble, right? People could drink around me. They know that I'm not going to stumble anymore. It got into the point where, like, I have a quick story. So I went to hang out with my friend Manny, Jose, and Alex, and they're having a barbecue and they're playing beer pong. I was playing beer pong with too, but, it was water pong. So we're playing, everyone's having a good time. I'm having a good time. My wife is having a good time. We're all chilling. And then we start hanging out with the guys over here in this little spot. And they start passing the bottle of, like, I think it was like Jameson or something, right? They start passing it around. These dudes are all taking swigs. Boop, boop, boop. And I was like, man, you guys are having a good time, papa. And then it gets to me, and they don't even think about it. They just pass it to the next guy. They don't ask me. They don't put it in front of me. Nothing. They pass it to the next guy. And then it gets to the guy that doesn't know me. He's just met me that day. He's like, whoa, 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 whoa. We missed one guy. And I was like, whoa, what are you talking about? And then everyone looked at him, and I kind of just looked. I was like, who? Who are you talking about? And they're like, oh, he's like, hey, we missed him. What about him? And then without saying a word, right, without saying anything, my friends were like, no, 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 no. He's good. He's good, bro. He's good. He's good. No, no, he doesn't drink. He doesn't. I was like, bro, I didn't have to say anything. Nothing. And these are the same friends that like you would think I would get peer pressure from, right? But they know where excuse me. Oh my gosh. They know where I stand. Oh, I need some water. I've been talking too much. They know where I stand. They know what my beliefs are. They know where I'm at in life. And they know that I love them no matter what. Right? So they're okay with telling somebody I'll know for me, because they know. They know that I'm not judging them. They know that I love them. And they love me. Right? Sounds kind of weird, but they love me that they're willing to be like, no, no, just do that. And I'm like, dang, bro. Heck, it felt good. I left that and I was like, God, it worked. Jeez. Like, this is good. This is progress right here. Not progress brewery either. This is progress, like progression, right? Even though sometimes Jose still gives me a hard time. But that's just Jose. He's a jerk sometimes, Even though I love him, man. I love you, Jose, if you listen to this, bro. So yeah, separating myself, cutting people off, and then, just avoiding it in general. Just say, hey, you know what? I gave it to God. God, give me the strength and courage, because I tried to do it for a long time by myself, and I just couldn't. I couldn't. I failed many, many times until I actually put it in the hands of God. God was like this, and I was like, all right, here you go. Finally, I could give it up, right? So, was it easy? Heck no. Like my boy Luigi says, heck no. Did I fail? Heck yes, all the time. I failed multiple times. Do I miss it? No, I don't. Sometimes I miss like the taste of it, so that's why I drink black coffee. You guys know that I drink black coffee, and people are like, bro, how do you drink black coffee? And I was like, this is like my beer, because it doesn't taste the same, but like it's kind of like that harsh taste. That's why I like black coffee. It's my new beer, I guess you can say. We won't get into that one, but that's how I feel, guys, and I just want someone to have that opportunity to say like, hey man, you know what? I've been struggling with this. I've been going through it. I've been trying to stop for the last 10 years. I've been trying to stop for the last year. I made this New Year's resolution, and I've already given up. I've tried everything, and the best advice I can give you is to give it to God, man. The best thing you can do with anything in life, but just let's stick to the topic here. With drinking, give it to God, man. He's gonna take care of you. He's gonna be able to be like, all right, I'll take it, right? Because I feel like that can stop us from. It could get in the way, right, of what God wants us to do and what we're called to do. It's like a stumbling block, right? I used to try to go out of my way to drink. I used to try to go out of my way to be the person that I wanted everyone to see me as, right? Now I don't have to go out of my way. Now I'm mission driven. I have a desire, and I'm just like laser focused now. It's insane. It took 3-4 years to get here though, right? To this, and I still like, it's so crazy that I'm saying this, but like I still feel like I'm at the bottom of the journey, which I think I am. Like I literally, like in the process that I'm in right now, I'm like at the very beginning. Like they just like, the gun just went off, and I'm just starting to hit the first stride, literally. And people are like, bro, but we seen all no, like first stride, homie, boom. I know you guys on the podcast can't see this, but I'm doing my little first stride move, so you can picture that if you like. But can you just imagine? Like, let's just go back real quick. Let's just go back real quick, right? And talk about drinking at 13 years old. And you guys, I want you guys to really think about it. Like, I want you guys to close your eyes. I know it sounds weird, but close your eyes and think of a 13-year-old right now. A 13-year-old that's drinking. I mean, a 13-year-old that right now. Somebody, 8th grade, 9th grade, probably, right? Think of them right now. Just close your eyes. Can you imagine them drinking? That was me, right? Now, 15-year-old. Maybe a little, you can maybe imagine a 15-year-old. You probably did it yourself, but just imagine that. It's insane. So what I need to do for the next generation and for my family that's coming up is be the example. Let them know that, hey, you know what? At the end of the day, you're gonna make a choice because we have that freedom, right? I was doing the Bible Institute today, and we're free moral agents. We have the freedom to do as we please. But what are you gonna choose? Are you going to choose to be that same drunk that you've been for the last 10 years, for the last 5 years? Are you going to choose to ruin your marriage over drinking, over going out? I always tell my wife, like I always mess with her, and I'm like, babe, you're so blessed. Like, I don't even go out. I just play PlayStation a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just what I do. But, that's just how I feel. Yeah, guys, there's more to. If you really feel like you need to stop, reach out to me. I'll help you, man. If you really feel like you're there, but you just can't get over the hump, reach out to me. I want to help you. I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I want to help you. Right? Because I tried doing it all on my own, and I couldn't, and you shouldn't either. Like, I started surrounding myself with the right people. The right people started speaking to my life. The people around me that weren't drinking anymore. Just all these little things that can help. And I want to help you. I want to help you find your purpose. And a lot of the times, this will stumble you. For some of you, it may not. Great, bro. Great. This is not for you. This is for the people who are struggling right now, who want to get over that hump, who want to progress that next level in life. But their choices, right? I don't say decisions because I always mess that word up, but their choices are really hurting them right now. And it could be drinking, it could be smoking, it could be doing drugs, it could, be cheating on their wife, it could be, just not being there for their kids, whatever the case is. At the end of the day, you cannot blame the way you grew up on what you're trying to do now, or who you are today, or who you can be tomorrow, right? Or who you decide to be right now. The past ain't gonna define you, man. Right? People are probably thinking like, "Whoa, bro, you used to black out all the time. Like, are you still smart?" Like, I might struggle a little bit more. I don't know. I don't feed into that, right? What I know, what I can control is what I'm doing today. Writing down my goals, journaling, prayer, devotional, right? Reading, hearing, listening to podcasts, right? I can control all that stuff. And so can you. It's not about willpower. Because willpower is not good enough. It's not. It's not. I learned that a long time ago. Willpower is not good enough. Your why has to be stronger. Your purpose has to be stronger. What you have been called to do has to be stronger. I believe it. And I'm going to keep preaching it, man. I'm going to keep saying this till God brings me home, right? Until I get promoted. That's it. This is going to be my life, man. Encouraging people, helping people, loving on people, inspiring people. Not for me. I don't do this for me, man. You know? A lot of stuff is not fun, but I want to help people. It's like, it's beyond my wife and I now. You know? As long as I take care of my relationship with God and my relationship with my wife and my future kids, I'm good, man. I'm here to help people. It's a lot of work, yes. Do I want to do it? No. Somebody has to do it, and I've been called to do it, so I am. I went off on a tangent there, but I just want to say that, man. Like, I'm passionate about this stuff, and I really want to help some of you people out. So I'm gonna help you guys out, man. And this is what we're gonna do, man. We're gonna change some lives, and I can't do it alone. We got to do it together as a community, as a village. We gotta get together, really come together, and help some souls out, man. So I'm excited I'm excited where all this is going, and I have a real like big peace in my heart right now, like peace, like, you know, that kind of peace. That's the peace I have in my heart right now. All right, guys. Well, thank you guys for being on. Again, if you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out to, myself, my wife. We'd love to help you guys out in everything we can do. Again, don't forget to go give this podcast a 5-star review. Subscribe to it. Share it with somebody. Share this live video with somebody. Share my Instagram page, Facebook at Robert Cedeno Jr. You can find me on Snapchat. I don't really go on Snapchat. You're better off just, going on Instagram. But share this with somebody. Tag somebody in my post. Let's keep inspiring people. Let's keep motivating people. Let's keep helping people find their purpose through the process. Again, it's through the process, and that's where you find the purpose, guys. Again, if nobody loves you, Jesus loves you. All right, guys. Have a good one.